I feel like more recently I have started these episodes with a little bit of a rant or something that has annoyed me this week, but I don't have anything this week. I feel like it's been pretty smooth sailing. I don't really have anything major to report. If you're a regular listener of this podcast, then you will know that I am in the process of practicing for my driving test. It's in like a week, which is really terrifying. The one thing that I feel like I'm kind of struggling with at the moment is forward bay parking, which I feel like some people really love to do that. I personally prefer reverse bay. But guys, I'm trying so hard. I know that the likelihood of me passing first time is very, very slim. But we're here. We're going to put our all into it. We're going to try not to get nervous. We're just going to go with the flow and really hope that I have a nice examiner. My test is 7:06 in the morning. Mate, I'm not even usually awake at that time, and somehow I'm gonna get up. My instructor is picking me up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm just expected to be mentally prepared to drive at that time in the morning. And also I'm the first test of the day. The examiner that I have is the first time that they're going to be sitting in a car that morning to examine someone's driving ability. I just really hope that they wake up on the right side of the bed. I really hope that I wake up on the right side of the bed as well, because that's also not going to be good if I wake up feeling really bad about everything. But we're trying to stay positive. Obviously I'm going to be nervous. That is a natural human response, but the thing is, I know that I can drive, so I know that if I don't pass, the main reason is going to be because I got nervous and nerves got the better of me. But it's gonna be fine, right? Tell me, please reassure me that it's going to be fine. Hey everyone, it's Mads. Welcome back to the Lowkey Adulting podcast. If this is the first time that you're joining us, then thank you so much for clicking on. This is the podcast where we talk about anything, everything. Conversations are unfiltered, anything goes, there are no limits, because we're all figuring out adulthood together at the end of the day. And I've created this little virtual safe space, this little corner of the internet to make people feel seen, because we're all going through exactly the same thing. And for this episode, I wanted to dive into something that I've been thinking about recently, because I feel like a lot of people have opinions about adulting and growing up, especially the older generation of how we should do things. I wanted to give my unpopular adulting opinions about growing up in this day and age and how I feel about certain things. Whether other people are going to agree or not, I don't know. It's not my intention to be controversial in any way, shape or form. And honestly, I feel like maybe some of these aren't even unpopular, but I felt like doing this episode. So some of you might agree, some of you might decide to come at me, but either way, it's all fun and games. We love it. This is exactly why we have this podcast, to have these fun conversations. If you're new around here, then make sure to subscribe for more episodes just like this. I release a new episode every single Monday at 8 a.m. to start your week off right. So let's jump into it. Big nights out, clubbing, raves, anything of the sort is so overrated, and the best memories are made when you just have a quiet night with your closest friends. To be fair, this is also coming from someone that doesn't drink and doesn't really like a party environment, but I feel like as you get older, you kind of lose the appeal to go out and get absolutely smashed and hammered. Again, I can't really speak from personal experience, but I can speak from what other people around me have said, people that drink. Especially your first year of uni, that is all about basically just getting smashed every single night, meeting new people, making loads of new friends. But does anyone over the age of 22, 23 actually really enjoy the act of going out and going to a club? If you are that person, then great, I'm so happy for you. But I don't get it. I don't understand. If I want to go out with my friends, I don't mind going to sit in a pub for a few hours, but I'm not going to a club. Okay, my next opinion, I feel like people are going to have opinions about this, but I'm intrigued to hear what other people say, because I am naturally not this sort of person, but if you are, I would love to hear your perspective on it. I just think that being late is so rude. I'd never be late. I'm going to be early or I'm going to be on time. I don't understand when people say that they're naturally late people. I'm fine, if you're naturally late, again, this is coming from someone that doesn't experience this feeling, but if you class yourself as a naturally late person, then get up earlier or like start getting ready earlier. I just don't really understand how people say that they're like naturally late people. I'm like, be on time. I've invited you to something. Why are you showing up so late? If you're stuck in traffic or anything like that, then like fine. That was unforeseen circumstances. But if you're trying to tell me that you're late because I was washing my hair. Okay, wash your hair an hour earlier than you normally do. Like, if you have a valid excuse, then like fine, but like please don't be late. My next opinion is that dating apps are so exhausting, and this is coming from someone that met their boyfriend on a dating app. I feel like when you first download a dating app and it's like your first time on it, it seems so exciting, but that dies very, very quickly. It's just so boring. It's like endless scrolling. It's like doom scrolling, but on a dating app. Also, how many like 3 message conversations have you had with someone on a dating app? It's so silly. I just feel like so much of it is a waste of time. I would have conversations with people on Hinge knowing darn well that I was never going to meet up with them and it was never going to go anywhere. It's like, what's the point? I was bored. Like, I was literally bored. Kind of leading on from that, I feel like the talking stage is so long and honestly quite irrelevant. I knew that like when I actually started speaking to someone on a dating app that I could see something happening beyond just talking on a dating app. I didn't want to like hang around and talk for ages. So when I first started speaking to Charlie, we started talking at the end of November last year. I was actually on holiday at the time, but we met on like the 8th of December. So obviously we were chatting within that period, but like I didn't want to just be going back and forth on message, like asking him loads of questions. I wanted to actually get to know him in person, because honestly, I feel like you can only really get to know someone in person. There's only so much that you can do on message, and I just feel like your connection deepens quicker when you actually meet them in person. I don't understand the whole talking stage thing. Like, what do you mean that your talking stage was 2 months? You what? How does that even make sense? But I just like can't imagine how our relationship would have progressed if we were both just like talking on Hinge or talking on message for like a month and a half, 2 months before actually meeting. If anyone is in like a long-term relationship and you had a long talking stage, I'm super intrigued to hear like, how come you didn't meet sooner? Like, was there a reason that you were talking for so long before you met? Like, I'm really, really intrigued to hear that. My next opinion is that grand gestures are so overrated. All I need is you to come home and make me a cup of hot chocolate and to come and give me a forehead kiss and every once in a while buy me flowers. Like, I don't need anything materialistic. I don't need a big grand gesture to know that you love me. I just feel like the smaller gestures are so much more meaningful than the big ones. Okay, my next opinion is that morning routines really don't need to be aesthetic. I feel like we see so many morning routines on social media, like posted by creators and influencers and everything. And I'm like, are you really opening your curtains or your blinds, opening the window and inhaling a really deep breath of nature? Like, no, I'm rolling out of bed, throwing a hoodie on, going to clean my teeth and starting my day. And if that is what your morning routine is actually like, then that is what I want to see. I don't want to see all of this aesthetic stuff, because for me, that's just not a realistic morning routine that I am going to be able to like do every day. My next opinion is that cooking every night is not realistic, and having a ready meal or a takeout is like not the end of the world. I feel like it's very rare in like daily vlogs or anything like that that people actually like have ready done meals or grab themselves a takeaway on the way home from work. I feel like they always come home from like a really long 9 to 5 where like they've gone into London all day, so like their day is suddenly like 12 hours, and when they get home they're making a really extravagant dinner. Like, no, why aren't we seeing more people get like a ready meal out of their fridge? I saw one creator on my For You page recently. She didn't have a lot of followers or anything like that, but I loved her content because she chucked her bag on the floor, she walked into her kitchen and she just like pierced a film of a ready meal and ate it. And I was like, girl, same. Like, we are the same person. My next opinion is that most people really don't love their jobs, and I think that's okay. I feel really lucky that I fell into an industry that I really, really love at the age of 18, but like a lot of people don't have opportunities like that presented to them. I just feel like I was in the right place at the right time and I got lucky with it. But I think the phrase like most people work to live instead of live to work is true. I know so many people that are just working because like it's comfortable, they don't bring loads of stress home, it brings in the money, and like it just doesn't bother them to be doing something that they really, really love every single day. For some people, I feel like that absolutely works. I absolutely love the fact that I love my job. I can't imagine doing a job that I don't love, but I also feel like so much of my life actually does revolve around work. Like I really struggle to switch off from work, but I don't mind that. I don't feel like work consumes my life. I just love always being on in a work sense. Like I really struggle when I go on holiday because work is obviously always like, don't check your emails, don't do anything. And I can't not, like I have to know what's going on. I can't have like a week off work, come back and just pick up all of my emails then. Like I'm not going to sit through like 500 emails on my first day back. Like I need to know what's going on the whole time that I'm away. I'm not actually gonna work. But do you know what I mean? I'm just like, I can't switch off from it. And I think that also goes to show how much I love it, and like I want to make sure that I always know what's going on so that I can work really, really well and put my all into everything that I do, if that makes sense. But again, I feel like I'm just in a very lucky position and I fell into something that I love at the right time. I feel very lucky because of that. Something else which I really think is that job titles are so overrated. Like when I first started working at the company that I work for now, I started as an account assistant, moved up to an account executive, and now I'm a junior account manager. It just means that I'm learning and I'm progressing with my job, but like I don't think it's necessarily important. Like I don't think it defines your success or your worth or anything like that. People don't look at me different because I started as an assistant and now I'm like a junior manager. I just don't think that enough people care about job titles anymore. Like I'm not gonna sit down with like my friends and be like, oh, what's your job title? I just feel like they're overrated in like your social life. I know that like obviously they have somewhat of a meaning in your work life and in your career, but I think all it means is that you're doing well at your job and you're progressing. Like no one actually cares if you're a manager or you're an assistant. You know what I mean? I just feel like the concept of job titles are like just a bit meh. Like, cool, you're a manager, what do you want me to do about it? My next opinion is that cleaning and tidying is a form of therapy. Not when it comes to the bathroom though. I can't deal with the bathroom. I don't know why. Obviously like I do it because I need to do it, but like I can't deal with cleaning the bathroom. I find it so therapeutic to clean and tidy the kitchen. I don't know if anyone else does. If you do, please let me know. Like there's just something about cleaning the sides and washing out the air fryer, cleaning the hob. There's just something about it that I find so therapeutic. Loading the dishwasher. I love loading a dishwasher. I think tidying I don't find as therapeutic because I feel like it's actually more work. Like if something is a true mess, i.e. my bedroom, it's like a proper mammoth task for me to actually tidy it. But like if I'm just like cleaning the kitchen, then like it's a fun time. I think that group chats are so fun. I'm literally in about 8 group chats on like WhatsApp and Instagram. I feel like they're so underrated. I was literally speaking to Charlie the other day and he was like, how many group chats do you have? Like he probably has 2 or 3 that he uses, and I'm like, no, I have so many group chats. I have one for like my closest friends, I have one with me and my sisters, me and my parents, me, my parents and my grandparents, me, my parents, my grandparents, my cousins, my auntie, my uncle. There's so many different variations of these group chats and different contents goes to all of them, so they're very, very necessary, and I feel like they're so underrated. I feel like the more group chats you have, the better. I don't know how people are going to feel about this one because, to be fair, I've only looked into a few productivity books, but I feel like they are so overrated. Productivity books are just the same 5-10 ideas recycled over and over again. You can't tell me that you're learning new things every single time you read a self-help book. I just think they're so overrated, and I don't actually know anyone that has like read 10 self-help books and feel like they have learned something new with every single point that they've read in each book. If you disagree with me and you have read so many self-help books and you feel like you have learned something new in like every single book, then please let me know. Please let me know your recommendations. Leave them in the comments. I feel like some of us could do with some new like self-help tips. And if you feel like a book is going to bring some like fresh ideas to the table, then let us know, because we love a hack and a tip over here at Lowkey Adulting. My next opinion is that journaling does not work for everyone, no matter how much you try and romanticize it. I love writing. I love everything about writing down how I'm feeling, documenting little moments, that is something that I really, really enjoy. And the amount of times that I have told people, like, you need to get into journaling, it's going to help you so much, you're going to find so much calm and peace from it. It really just is not for everyone. And I don't think that we should be like forcing it as a form of self-care or therapy. Like, it just isn't for everyone, especially if you don't like writing and the act of sitting down and writing something, then like you're not going to find it productive, you're not going to find it helpful. Something, however, that I actually would recommend to people. Last year for Christmas, my sister bought me a 1 line a day book, and it's like a 5-year book, and it has every single day of the year in it, and then like 5 sections for the 5 years. Every single day you write down a little sentence, couple of sentences about your day. I have done this every single day this year, and I'm mainly doing it because obviously when it hits January 1st again, I'm going to be able to see what I was doing a year ago. I'm also like quite sentimental in that way. Like, I just love things like that. I love looking back at memories. It's one of my favourite things to do, whether that's like written memories, photo memories. If you are like that, you absolutely need to invest in one of these journals. They're not very expensive. I think they're between like £10 and £15, but obviously that's £10-15 that you're spending on one product that's going to last you 5 years. So girl math, right? I feel like that makes sense in my head. I feel like other people are going to think that makes sense, maybe. But honestly, I love doing it. It's one of my favourite little nighttime rituals that I do. For me as well, it's more about capturing the little moments that maybe you'll forget, rather than like the big moments that are usually like photographed or videoed or anything like that. It's the little things that happen in the days that like I know that will make me smile when I look back at it in a year, if that makes sense. It's just like a really cute thing that I love doing. So to my sister Sophie, if you're listening to this, it's probably one of my favourite presents that anyone has ever got me. I think that this one's really interesting, and I'm really keen to hear people's opinions on it. Being told that you need to be professional just means to make yourself a little less human. Obviously, if I'm going into a client meeting or I'm meeting someone in my industry for the first time, I want to make sure that I come across as smart, put together, but I don't think that we should be made to feel that we can't show our personalities. And I sometimes think that, especially in like the corporate world, when you are told to be professional, that means that you need to be a robot. And I hate that. I love that I work in an industry where it's not very corporate and it is very creative, and I definitely feel like I can show my personality more. But I know that some people work in an office and you literally just have to kind of shut off from your actual personality and put yourself fully in these like professional trousers. But like, I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that we should be training people to basically all be the same and be robots. I hate that. I just hate the idea of feeling like a robot in an office environment or just like in a meeting or anything like that. It's just not a vibe that I would like to take on. And the last opinion that I have, which I have spoken about in previous episodes, but I feel like it's just something that I need to keep reiterating so that people know how true it is, and it's that nobody has their adulthood and their 20s actually figured out. We are all winging it. There is not a guidebook on how to do this. Everyone has their own path, everyone has their own way of doing adulthood. Nobody is right, nobody is wrong. Everyone just does what they feel like they need to do to have a successful adulthood. I just feel like anyone that says that they have had it figured out and everything has been so smooth sailing is lying. The world and life is not smooth sailing. There will be tricky times, there will be hard times, there will be easier times than others, but it's not an easy thing. You get to adulthood and suddenly you've just had this massive transition from being a child to being an adult, and you're expected to pay for yourself, live by yourself, do all of your chores, pay bills, go and do food shopping, pay rent, pay your mortgage, pay for all of your travel to get to and from work. Like, it's a lot all at once. If you feel like you don't have it all figured out and sometimes it does get a little bit overwhelming, then that's fine, because that is just life and that is the way that it is. If anyone ever makes you feel like you are not doing something right in your adulthood, please kindly tell them to fuck off. I can't be asked for people being judgy about other people's journeys into adulthood and how they do certain things with their life. It's their life. Just a reminder, their life. There is not a your anywhere in what I just said. their life. And that's what this podcast is here for, because we're figuring everything out together. We are having these unfiltered conversations and we're talking about adulting opinions simply for the reason that we want to make everyone feel seen. We don't want to make anyone feel alone. And I want to know if you agree with anything that I discussed in this episode, because as I said, I have no intention of being problematic in any way, shape or form. These are just the opinions that I have based on experiences that I've had. But if your experiences are different, please let me know. I love hearing about other people's stories and their opinions. This is why conversation is so important. But I really do hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, then make sure to hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube. Definitely subscribe on any platform that you're listening or watching this on. Please do leave a review. It really, really does help. A review or a rating, whichever one is easier for you. If you want to see some more content throughout the week, then head over to TikTok and Instagram at Lowkey Adulting Pod. And if you have any guests that you want to see or any topics that you want me to cover, make sure to drop me a DM, because I'm always open to hearing people's episode suggestions. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you very soon with a brand new episode. Bye for now.